Hi there. Welcome. Welcome to Lady D's Kitchen, Cooking with Lady D. And today we got something real special going on. You ready? You ready? I hope you're ready. That's all I got to say. Because today, honey, we are preparing a reminiscing wine-based chicken thigh. Oh, yeah. Reminiscing wine-based chicken thigh. Now, this chicken may take you back a little bit, take you back to where you can reminisce and think about some things that forgot about. But let me just put out a disclaimer, and a warning. Don't start thinking about nothing crazy. Don't start thinking about nothing crazy that's going to get you in trouble. And that was back then and now is now. So, this reminiscing wine-based chicken thigh is all set up to be cooked. So let's go ahead and let's go through what I have on my tray. Again, like always, I like to, let's turn this down. I always like to share the ingredients up front. This way, if you want to write them down, you can write them down, and this way you'll have them, right? Okay, so let me just push the screen down a bit. Well, we have our chicken in here. The chicken is washed and clean and deveined. Yes, chicken have veins too. And I certainly deveined the chicken and washed them with water, not with soap. Wash them with water. And sometimes folks wash their chicken with lemon as well. Okay. So the chicken is set to be marinated. And their chicken thighs. And I got 4 nice pieces because this is a real seductive meal. This little meal here is a special meal for you when you want to make yourself special or you want to have someone else with you that's special to share. All right, so here's the chicken thighs, okay? Then we have a 1/4 cup of EVOO. Push it down. Let's see if you can see it. But we'll just go ahead and work. I have wine here, a little less than a 1/2 cup of wine. The wine that I have is red wine, sangria. Okay, it's a bottle of authentic, classic red sangria. That's what we're using. Then I have fire roasted tomatoes, and that's going to be a 1.5 cups. I have a 1/2 of onion, of a large onion. I have about a 1.5 tablespoons of pink salt. I don't use this very often, but it's good if I'm wanting to use salt. I have a teaspoon of black pepper. I have about a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano and a 1/4 teaspoon of parsley. I have about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. The stove is getting kind of hot. I have 1 garlic clove that's cut up. A 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of cognac of hot pepper. Let's just say that. Okay, cayenne pepper. That's what I'm looking for. And then of course I have me some sesame. So now what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and caramelize and saute the onions. So the grease is already hot. We're using a cast iron cast iron pot. I like the way the cast iron cooks certain things. So we have the onions in there, and I'm gonna leave them in there for a bit, let them get caramelized. And then I'm just gonna also put the garlic in there as well. So we have the onions and the garlic. Okay. Now I need to add some sesame to that. You know how much I love my sesame. It's gonna give it some color and some flavor. About a 1/2 packet, not a whole packet. 1/2 packet of sesame. I'll stir that around a bit. Actually, I shouldn't be using this spatula because I touched chicken, but I'm gonna let it burn off. It'll burn off on the onions. And I'll grab another spatula. Let me just go ahead and rinse this spatula off. All right. So this spatula is going to be all chicken. And the spatula that I wanted to use to caramelize everything is the pink one. So we're just going to let this sit and let this roll for a little bit, okay? Because we're going to set this aside. We're going to set this aside while we continue. All right, so now the first thing we're going to do to the chicken, I'm going to go ahead and add the seasonings, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and add the pink salt. Here go my pink salt. I'm going to add the hot red pepper or cayenne pepper, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to add the black pepper. I will now add the parsley. I'm going to add the oregano. And I'm going to add the lemon juice. All right. So then I'm going to work this in a bit. It's going to have so much flavor. It's going to be like fine dining, baby. Fine dining in your home. You know, listen, sometimes we can't get out. Sometimes we don't want to go out. You know, there's nothing better than the comfort of your own home. And if you can have a delicious meal that seems like it's coming from a fancy restaurant in your own home, well, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So now I'm going to take the wine, the red wine. I'm going to pour that over into the chicken. Get rid of some of the stuff. You guys know I like to have a clean working station to cook in. So yeah, so we're going to let this wine marinate. Oh, it smells so good. You guys drink a lot. Do y'all drink a lot? Let me see. Let me ask you a question. Are y'all drinkers? Do y'all drink a lot? Well, I don't drink a lot. Okay. I like to drink when I go out for special occasions. You know, if there's a special event or something going on. Absolutely. But I like mixed drinks. That's what I like, mixed drinks. Child, let me tell y'all something, honey. It'll be a year this December here in Atlanta. My girls took me out to the old lady game just for lunch. And while we were sitting I didn't want to eat in the restaurant because of COVID and everything. So I said, listen, let's just order and, take our food home. So while we're waiting for the food, these girls told the bartender that they wanted to order some drinks while we wait for the food. But the food was going to take maybe about 20 minutes or so. So I'm sitting there, I'm not saying nothing, I'm looking at my little Android phone. And then I hear that older daughter of mine, Sharina, she says, can we get a shot for my mom? So I'm looking at her. A shot for your mom. So then she says, Mommy, because of COVID, we weren't able to hang out for your birthday, and my birthday's in August. So we're going to, just celebrate just a little something. So I'm looking at her like, I don't really need a shot. I've never had a shot in my life. I've never had a shot. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, you guys. So this is going to marinate in the refrigerator. The chicken needs to marinate for at least 2 hours. At least 2 hours. Or if you can marinate it overnight, that would be great too. All right. So now here comes the lady, the bartender, with the shot. So I said, what is it? So my daughter says, oh, it's called a lemonade. Whatever. I don't know. I thought lemonade was a mixed drink, but this was a shot. Then it had a nice little lemon on the side. So it looked kind of big for Shana. Even though I'm not a big drinker, I know a shot glass is like that. This glass was like that, okay? So I said, okay, well, let me just go ahead on and, do what I do. Honey, that shot almost took me out, child. I was drinking it. Here they go. Take it to the head. Trying to tap the glass down my throat. And then it was so strong, I took the lemon off of the glass and put the lemon in my mouth thinking it was going to cut the alcohol. Lord have mercy. I flipped my eyeglasses off, honey. But I was 60 years old. So here it is. You're 60 years old. This was last year. You're 60 years old and you never had a shot. It's about time you get a shot. So that was my day with having a shot. It wasn't bad. But let me tell you, you get a quick buzz with a shot. You get a quick buzz when you have a shot rather than drinking what I like to drink, like tequila sunrises, pina colada, simple drinks that taste like Kool-Aid kind. That's what I like. But this dish, it has sangria. So, I don't know whether you're going to get a buzz or not. I guess it depends on your tolerance level. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's a delicacy. It's going to be out of sight. So just hang out with me for a minute. Let me finish sauteing these onions. And we're going to come right back, right? Let's see here. Okay. So now that the chicken has marinated, it was marinated. So it's been 2 hours marinated. I poured most of the wine off of it. The extra wine that was in the bowl, I poured that off. And now we're ready to just add a few more things. The pot is really hot. So I got 2 tablespoons of adobo. I'm adding the adobo seasoning. I'm just going to move that around a bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the frying pan just like this and let it just do its thing. Do its thing. It smells good already. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go ahead and get it in this iron skillet. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear it. Let's get it in the iron skillet. You're going to hear that. Alrighty. It's big enough for 4 pieces, the skillet, because you don't want to overcrowd your pot. There we go. So I'm going to let this go for at least 6 minutes. For at least 6 minutes each side. That's what I'm going to do with this. At least 6 minutes each side. We're going to let that cook. Right? Okay. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. What I did, because these thighs were pretty big, I went on ahead and I let them cook for about 7 or 8 minutes each side. Let me tell you something. I like my food cooked. I don't want to see no red. I don't want to see no blood. Nothing like that. I want to know that my food is cooked thoroughly. So halfway through, I went on ahead and I covered it. I covered it with the top. Now let's take a look at what's going on. These look really good. You want to see? I'm going to hold it up. Look at that. Look at that. Nice and brown. Nice and brown. Cooked thoroughly. So, with that being done, I am going to now take the fire roasted tomatoes and put them in the pot with the chicken on the side. I'm not going to use all the juice. But I'm putting the fire roasted tomatoes in here. Let's see if you can see that. Can you see that? These are going to be good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so like I said, I let them cook for about 8 minutes each side. Halfway through, near the end, I went on ahead and I covered it with the top. And they're nice and brown. And what I've done just now, I put in the fire roasted tomatoes. And we have here still, we haven't used our butter. Oh, I took the butter out the microwave. I forgot to let you guys know. Half a stick of butter. And I'm going to go ahead and put in 1/4 cup of the brown sugar. And this is just going to glaze. It's going to glaze the thighs. You can put some on top. And we're going to let this simmer. We're going to let it simmer for about maybe 5 minutes or so. We're just going to let that simmer. And after that, we're going to plate it. After that, we're going to plate it up, honey. We're going to plate it up. I hope y'all thought about what I said about reminiscing. Reminisce about those good times now. Everybody had good times. Everybody had good and bad times. But reminisce about the good times. I don't know. I got some garlic powder. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit over the tomatoes. Just a teeny bit over the tomatoes. I'm going to go around. I like garlic. I like onion. That's it. So, that being done, I'm going to let that simmer. Remember our onions? Remember our onions? We'll take our onions and we'll sit in the middle. We'll sit in the middle of the thighs. All right. I'm going to put this on low to medium. Let's see it. Probably got number 3. But can y'all see that? Does that not look awesome? Yes. I'm going to put my top on again. I want all the flavors to stay inside. And it's coming along really, really good. So let's get ready to plate it in about 5 minutes. All right, happy people. This reminiscing wine flavored chicken thigh is ready to be plated. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it looks absolutely fabulous. How do I want to take this out? I think I want a big spoon. Okay. So we have some garlic rolls that I'm going to plate it with. Let me take out the first piece. Oh my gosh. If that's not a pretty piece of meat. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to just tell y'all, this is not a kid's meal. This is not a kid's meal. This is an adult's meal. Yes, it is. Some things are just for grown folks. Some things kids just don't need to have. And this is one of them. This is one of them. Take some of that juice off. Go ahead on. Wow. We did a good job. We did a good job today. I'm going to show y'all. I got a little secret for you too at the end. Right before we close out, I got a little secret for you. Yes, I do. So I'm going to take some of these tomatoes. I'm going to drain off everything. And take some of the tomatoes and put it in a little glass in case you want to dip your garlic bread in there. You have like a little tomato dip next to you. Just give me a minute. Let me clean up. And then we're going to take another look. Okay? Give me 1 minute. Okay. And there we have it. Ta-da! Now, like I said, this is not a kid's meal. This is grown folks' meal. Why? Because I got a little extra wine. I'm just going to drizzle just a little bit more red wine. Just to drizzle on top. Let that soak in. It's a little bit, not even a quarter of a cup. There we go. There we go. Honey, let me tell you something. You got your garlic roll, the garlic knots over here. And I put the rest of the butter and brown sugar. Then you have your little tomatoes and onions dip here. You can dip the garlic roll in there. And then you have Lady D's Reminiscing wine. Wine-filled chicken leg, if that's what I want to call it. Okay, now you know I'm about to taste this, right? I'm going to taste it. God, it smells so good. It smells really good. Listen, I'm going to say it again. This is not a kid's meal. This is a meal for grown folks. Sometimes kids need to stay with kids. This is for grown people. This is for grown people. And I am about to taste it. Honey, if this didn't take me back to 1977, if it didn't take me back to 1977, can't tell you what happened then. I was a teenager back then. Oh, this is so good. The caramelized onions. I mean, you don't need anything else here. You don't need any other type of starch. Tomatoes and onions and whatever. That can act as your veggie. Look at that. Look at that. It is so good. It is so good. Listen, I'm going to let you see it again. This is something you can sit out if you're having a date night with somebody, or even just yourself. If you're just chilling out for yourself one evening and you say, you know what, I want to feel like I'm in a 5-star restaurant. There it is. There it is. I do have some wine. I'm going to taste some wine. I'm going to taste it. I usually like my wine cold. I usually like it cold. But for y'all, and only for y'all, I'm going to go ahead and say cheers. Cheers to you. Stay safe and God bless. This sangria is pretty darn good. If you enjoyed the show today, please subscribe, click like, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Have a good day. This food is good, child. I sure hope that you have a dinner as good as this dinner. And somebody to share it with would be even better, huh? All right, take care.